we here? I think so. Hello, hello. How are we doing tonight? It is just me for now, because Curls has to go get some food, because she hasn't eaten yet and she got told off. So she has got some food cooking away, and will be with us shortly. Hello, Nereid. Good to see ya. Let's turn the music up a little bit. Wah. Might as well get cracking with a warm-up. Once all the socials have been done, that appears to be here. Hello, Core. Yes, it is art time. Okay, that's been turned off. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, that all looks fine. That all looks fine. Here we go. Good start. Good song. Hell yeah, guys. It has been nearly, not quite to the day, but to the week, I believe. It's been 1 year. And Kels isn't even here. Warm-up circle time. I'm gonna launch myself into it. She is on the way. She told me that she was on her way back from class, but she had not eaten yet, so she has been instructed to have food first. But Curl said that I should start and crack on, which is fair because warm-up takes a while, and now that we start later, the amount of time it takes for me to do warm-up is almost longer than the time I actually get to do any sort of art stuff, so I should really just get on and do warm-up. Ooh. Main story. Very exciting. I can't wait to hear about that. sorry, hun. I'm sorry, what? What is going on? Where is your sound coming from? Where's that music coming from? What is it? We're having an adventure here with Spook's sound. It was coming from your monitor.
My second monitor.
Your computer decided that your second monitor was where you wanted your sound to come from.
Apparently so.
Okay. Well, that was a fun adventure. Interesting. That was almost as interesting as my computer deciding it didn't have an operating system earlier. When I went to turn it on, it was just like, no operating system, no. And I was like, have you looked? Have you tried looking? It was here when I left it. Operating systems don't just get up and walk away. I tried turning it off and on again. Warm-up circles done. I was actually looking at my screen when that occurred. If someone could do the other one, please, because I can only do one or t'other in my view for some reason. You'd think my view would be the predominant one. You keep playing with those. Do you want to set for yourself or something?
Not at how much they cost.
No, not at that price. Right, more warm-ups. You come into my house and dare say that you haven't eaten. How dare you? Kill Bill sirens. Tippy tappy, tippy tappy, tippy tappy. I feel like these are slightly sloppier this week, but I'm trying to commit to doing this bit from my shoulder, which is what it's meant to be, because circles is meant to be wrist, lines is meant to be shoulder. But I have a habit of defaulting back to wrist, even with lines. Hence the sloppiness. This bitch is uneven. Oh well. Tis the song of our people. Okay. That's that done. Definitely exercise my shoulder a lot more there than I normally would. You alright, hun?
Yes, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Is that why you just flipped off your computer?
I do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. You're doing a lot recently, certainly. Right, it's time for a random Pokemon. What do we get? Machop. Okay. Okay. I'll take it after last week when it was just throwing me complex Pokemon after complex Pokemon. I'll take Machop. Let's get 2-6. Itchy back. really not a lot from a shop, really. I guess it just kind of is what it is. There's the gallery. The archives got anything interesting? Chop definitely likes to reside in the Uncanny Valley part of Pokemon, doesn't it? I wish my back wasn't so itchy right now. Yeah, I think he is Mr. Mime is the worst offender, let's be honest. Aha! Food obtained. Twink. Now, these arms look weirdly proportioned, but when you look at Machop, he does kinda have strangely long arms. Or at least I guess they look strangely long because he's got such little legs. Maybe that's it. I don't know if the microphone heard that. It might have done. It was so mean.
Angie's a matchup. My apple. Go get your own. I don't want a whole apple. I only
Don't want
want
a
slice.
whole apple.
Eat fruit. It's good for you.
Apple pear. Pineapple pear. Oof, I thought red and blue Machop was some great, but green Machop is arguably worse. Yellow is when they started to get into their stride, I think. Ew. Helps if I got my pen the right way around. That sprite just makes it look like a Bagon rather than a Machop. Okay, it does have four fingers and a thumb. Oh wow.
Remember that one?
Yikes. What year?
2011. So he's 10 years old.
No. No. It's only 10 years old. of seismic movements happening over there.
Without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes, the light, the heat. I am complete. I see the doorways to 1,000 churches. The resolution of all my fruitless searches. Oh, I see the light and the heat. Oh, I wanna be that complete. I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
Machop really has, like, nothing feet. They don't have any, like, toes or claws or anything. He literally just has stubs. He has stubby little feet.
Accepting all I've done.
He's just a little guy.
I want to stand and stare again till there's nothing left, and oh, it remains there in your eyes. Whatever comes and goes, I will hear your silent cry. I will touch this tender wall till I know I'm home again.
Interestingly, I got different ones in Mystery Dungeon, but I learned afterwards that, of course, they don't always have the same questions every time you play through. So, like, I've had Pikachu before. I think I had Eevee before as well in one of the other ones, because Eevee wasn't in the first one, I don't think. And in the Switch Mystery Dungeon, I got Charmander. Even though in the Switch version of Mystery Dungeon, they literally just add it in of like, oh, this is what you got, but you can pick if you really want to. But I was like, nah, screw it, I'll commit, I'll stick to Charmander. I believe when I was Eevee, I chose Pikachu as my partner. When I was Pikachu, I chose Mudkip as my partner, which was a great combination because when I got Discharge, it didn't affect it. And when I got Charmander on the Switch, I opted for Totodile as my partner. start. Don't start. If you do it again, you're opening the window. The food has been bested. Summon the friend. just when the Ace Attorney music kicks in.
Hello?
Is she here?
She is. You're using a weird audio source.
I am.
Discord, you are not on stream.
Nani?
It also thinks you have your camera on, which is very funny. So hi, chat.
Sure as heck don't. Unless it's trying to use my camera microphone.
I think that's absolutely what it's doing.
Cool. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that my computer had a bit of a fit earlier when I tried to turn it on, and it was like, I see no operating system. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean there's no operating system?
I assure you, there is an operating system.
There sure was. Output device default. Has it changed its defaults when it had a little bit
Yeah,
of a...
specify.
Yeah, it's changed its defaults. Hang on. That's the one we want.
Ah, there we go.
Good. Oh, Jesus. I hope that that's, probably is. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, yeah, the stream doesn't use default. It uses...
Yeah, it's fine on stream, that's
Okay.
why I said.
Yeah, the
Yes.
stream isn't set to default, it is set to a specific, whereas Discord is set to default.
I would have told you if you sounded like that on stream.
Thank you. Also, hello, Stanji. Coming in with a health
Hello.
check.
Full health check. I've already been health checked today quite forcibly, so.
And I'll do
I'm
it
good.
again. Right. Can we get Curl's camera turned on, please? Oh god, it's very long. That's not correct.
I have a long camera.
long camera. There we go.
Long Essek, but it's long pearls.
There we go. That is
Out
correct.
to anyone who knows what the fuck that's about. Hi everybody.
We're all present and correct now.
I've got to eat food. I got in trouble, so I'm now here.
Angry.
Yeah. I did acknowledge it in myself though. I didn't just show up and then realize I'd forgotten to eat food. Perfect timing, Das. You've just finished campaign 2 to finish, and now you're up to date on campaign 3 already. So
Yeah, I hold
we're
my
announcing a new Dimension 20 season tomorrow.
Oh,
I want it to be. They've said it's not Fantasy High. I want it to be on Sleeping City real bad.
I
My
have
conspiracy
too
theory
much to
about
do.
this.
I have too much to do
Like-
for all of this good D&T.
Same. But my conspiracy theory is that they uploaded campaign 1 of Unsleeping City while they were putting campaign 2 on Dropout, and announcing a new campaign of some sort tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and they put the first episode of season 2 of Unsleeping City on YouTube today.
Oh, sniff, sniff, sniff. I mean, Naren, short of saying fantasy name generator, which is my go-to place.
Yeah, the one thing I hate about writing is I can't come up with names. Welcome to writing. I have literal baby name books for this reason.
My dude, I decided on Kika's name like the day of session 1.
Yeah.
It was like an hour before the session. I had filed it down to 2 names, and I chose like an hour before which one I was going
So
for.
all my characters' names are 1 or 2 syllables max. I just put adjectives and verbs into Google Translate and pick a cool language, yep.
I mean,
Another name, so I need you'll have a trouble with Erin if you're doing stuff for Eberron because that has a specific style. I guess
Yes.
steampunk name generators would probably
yeah.
help
Did the Eberron books have name generators in them? Because
you. No,
okay, great.
neither of the ones that we used. Do.
Okay, well, I think fantasy name generators might have some Eberron names because they pull from like other editions.
But like any kind of steampunk variant would do as well. Get there, Das. Let it happen organically. Gosh. Jojoju is basically weapon for hire in Pidgin Japanese. I feel that.
Yeah,
I can't really talk because my D&D characters that I've like played is like Lori, Posey, Kid. Very short.
yeah.
I'm not very advanced with my naming conventions.
Yeah, that's the one of the two things is fantasy name generator. I suppose it's three. It's fantasy name generator, something that sounds good, something that is something in another language.
Yep. Or something that is something but not a name. So like a plant or something like that, or an animal, or a component.
Or you can have the fun of making your own naming conventions, like I have with my birds.
Yeah, just make a bunch of sounds.
I mean, yeah, you make bird noises and you sandwich them together, and then you Romanize them.
To be fair, that's ultimately what it comes down to with names for me. Is just, does it sound good? Especially for D&D games. Like when I'm writing, it doesn't matter as much. But like if I'm playing a D&D game, I'm like, does this sound right?
Yes, because
Say it out loud.
yeah, because this is a name that is going to be spoken aloud, and I will also have to respond to it when people use it.
Really shot myself in the foot with Kid. Kid, you talking to me? What's the point? Right. I'm gonna write something new today.
Ooh.
Because I figured it's 1 year, so there's no point me writing something that I can't talk about, right? It doesn't feel right in some way. I should go back to the original purpose of this. So I've been looking around at some spoopy prompts, and I've got a couple of them that I'm just gonna kind of put into a blender in my head, I think, and see what comes out. I've got an itching to work in second person, so we might mess with some second person spookiness. Spookiness.
See, what I should have done is like look back through the Steam VODs and see what
Steam
it was.
VODs?
Steam VODs? Stream VODs. I missed out on a letter there. And looked at what it was I drew.
It was Viri.
Viri was the first thing I drew? Cool.
Yeah.
I never finished that picture!
Nope.
I am punished for my sins.
The names I need to come up with right now are the blank of blank. Jesus. Look.
Oh, so you mean like
Rotting Quack.
titles?
Yeah. I honestly, when I was making places, either just like mash together phrases that I like, or like terms that I liked, or I would just like look around on Google Maps for a while for like way things were named. You've got a massive map of Eberron, so you can do that. In world, is what you're working on. It's like, okay, well, like these kind of endings, words and place names and.
Yeah, Fantasy Name Generators has a title one, just under other names, and I clicked on it and it gave me Baron of the Sun. Governor of Gold. Head of Bows. Master of Law. Exalted of the Undead. Counselor.
Yeah, I think.
Counselor of Blood.
Yeah, Counselor of Blood is just me.
Hey. Close
think-
fantasy manager.
I think as well, for me, it helps me to think about if it's a traditional title or place name or a functional title name. If it's a traditional one, it's probably something ridiculous. You can kind of think about what, like, the symbolic function of that title or place is. Thinking of like the burn from Final Fantasy, right? Or like it's functional. It's probably going to be pretty dull, but it will probably be more descriptive of the role.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
a
think
point
like
counter.
when Taliesin gave Laura the title of Grand Mistress of the Grey Hunt, and then Matt had to be like, "Cool, what's the Grey Hunt?"
Yeah.
So that can be fun.
Yeah, if it's a traditional title, you can go as mad as you want.
Because then you can make traditions, and traditions can be hella stupid.
Yeah, they can be dumb as fuck.
Oh, the Megapode! And other such fun things.
And Pooh-Bah.
Doink. Of
Like,
all this and that.
and that.
All of this.
Genuine world building advice, I guess. I guess occasionally useful advice comes out of this stream. Thank you. Favorite songs from Splitters comes on. Okay, I'm gonna get right in. I'll get some words out of me before we start talking about things.
So many things have occurred.
Full disclaimer, I think I definitely did. I don't know if you would join me on this, but I maybe had the craziest D&D week of my life last week.
It's up there. I don't think it's the craziest because we've done some loopy shit in Blood and Sand and in Okar and in Storm Kings. So I don't know if it's
I
the
would just say in terms of
craziest.
quantity and varying experience.
Oh, there goes the camera.
Slightly adjusted my laptop, like in less than an inch.
Kels needs a new camera for Christmas. Hello? Oh, muted. Okay. There we
I
go.
always mute in case it changes my audio source.
Ah,
Hopefully it hasn't. What was I saying? Yeah, maybe just in terms of quantity to some extent, and also like unique occurrences.
true, because you had 3 sessions, all of which had really interesting things occur, whereas I haven't got. Oh, in a way, I'm almost used to having nearly 3 sessions a week.
Yeah, I had 3 sessions of crazy nonsense, and then 2 games that didn't involve me. So my week last week, most people in chat know this, but for
Prosperity.
yes, had Princes on the channel on Wednesday. That night was the finale of the 7, the Dimension 20 show that I really like. Thursday I had Okar. Then it was also obviously for me this was a Friday experience. Was Campaign 3 of Critical Role started.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday I played D&D again.
Oh, of course. Because
it was-
I'm out of the loop of D&D shows because I have.
Madness.
Arguably, the time when I had the least going on, I chose to watch none of them because my brain had melted into goo due to being in isolation, and I was capable of doing basically nothing. And now I'm the other way around in that I'm so busy I have no time either.
Yeah, I feel that. I have no time to watch D&D shows, but it just happens. It's a compulsion at this point.
I reckon once I get past November, I might have time to watch them. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, the 7th finale was very good. Critical Role Campaign 3 beginning was very good. That's all we'll say on either of those, I guess, in case of spoilers.
Fair.
Not my craziest week of mine, but setting up some of my crazier weeks in the future. Yeah, it was nuts. Last week was nuts. I really feel that in terms of setting up some of my crazy weeks, because Cart in and of itself, a couple insane things happened, but it's mostly the beginnings of craziness.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of craziness, you know, it can't all be craziness.
It can't all be craziness. Let's set up. In Cart. I feel like I shouldn't start with Labyrinth.
What? When magic comes on? Magic.
Because Saturday I do it like it. Oh no, in the Saturday session. So I
True,
can
yes.
actually
You can start with Saturday.
things.
Start with Saturday.
start with Saturday. We once again continued to ruin Neren's life by doing quests at the same time. This is how it started. We kind of had just finished an encounter the week before with a bunch of bandits and a bunch of like pits of bodies in embalming fluid in the chest of a Warforged Colossus. Because Eberron.
Yep.
Sentences like that, very normal. And there was this guy at the back who was like, these guys, they're part of this like organization. They just pay me to make zombies. That's all they do. They pay me. I want in part of this. You know, like, don't kill me. They just pay me to make zombies. That's what I do.
Wild.
Not a necromancer. He's a physician, in theory. We have a long debate about what we're going to do with this guy. Which the voice in my head, player Kalishtar, I don't know. The voice in my head was very opinionated.
Fair enough.
We finally heard Neren's voice for the voice in my head, and it's fucking excellent.
Oh, lovely. I find that voices in people's heads do tend to be quite opinionated.
Yeah.
I think it's a side effect of being trapped in people's heads.
The voice in my head, the voice in Kid's head was very, very opinionated about Kid being a better person. For the light, yeah. What does it mean? I can't even describe the voice. It's like Neren's like smiley, I'm not scary kind of voice. It's his like Fae voice. It was like the first instance of Kid's the talker, the designated talker of the party. Kid was in the middle of this like kind of questioning this guy and just started talking seemingly to someone else.
I've had
But
that
no.
before. I've had that before.
Because Kid talks to his voice in his head out loud. So it was just like talking to this guy. No, but like you can't lecture me about this. Like it's just true Kid weirdness. eventually the voice in my head convinces me, and I kind of convince the party not to kill this guy, which is going to turn him into the sheriff. It's fine. So we escort this guy out of the Warforged Colossus. We get like out into the scrapyard, and a crossbow bolt comes in and shoots the guy in the throat,
As
killing him immediately. In which we are ambushed by 2 mercenaries. I go down immediately.
Oh, buddy.
I roll low in my initiative. I had mage armor up and everything. I have 7 HP. You know, I had 7 HP. I just went down straight away.
Buddy.
Squishy spellcaster. And yeah, we managed to get through that okay, even though one of them was a shifter and one of them was just like a ranged crossbow specialist who was very efficient. Was like immediately like, get to cover, and we just scattered into all this cover. Drash had a one-on-one with a guy on the roof of a house. That was pretty fun. Frog continues to kill everyone in this game by throwing rocks at their head.
Ah, the Serenus method.
The Serenus method is Magic Stone. Magic Stone is just a god tier cantrip,
It's
apparently.
tried and tested.
Yeah. Murderer nearly died. Nearly died. Only made 1 death save, but it's okay. And we went to town and we were like, okay. Well, no, we found a missive on one of them that was basically a hit for the guy that we got the job from, and on us. But it was just like, whatever adventurers come out who took the job, kill them. Oh, okay. Managed to get the sheriff not to arrest us. Okay.
Oh, good.
Everything's fine. Warforged sheriff is very intimidating, but it's not one to be intimidated, so managed to get through that okay. And without Kid being too weird. It's always a bit of a gamble every time Kid's in a serious conversation, is like, because he won't answer it. Like, he won't be discreet about it. So it's just like every time we're in a serious conversation, I'm like, voice in my head, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. We got through okay. At which point we leveled up.
Hey, we love to see it.
Probably weren't meant to level up yet, but Naren knew us really well and knew that we were going to try and... Because we had one job we needed to finish that was like 3 days into the Mournlands. The Wastes, essentially. But then he knew that we were going to pick up the other job that's in town, the level 2 quest that's also in the same direction. So he was like, you guys level up now.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that baby levels aren't always the fun.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And Naren may have also got tired of just downing me every combat.
I mean, obviously, it's very likely to happen to you being the squishy wizard, but when you're level 1, it's a very fine line between just downing everybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's
hard
It's a
balance out.
few numbers, if that. You know,
Yeah.
is someone saying they've got
solid
7,
hit.
someone who has 7 HP. It's not a lot of difference from someone who has 10 HP, really.
But yeah, level 2 means that like me and Frog, who's 5-0, who's a druid, are circles and schools.
Ah,
So
yes.
I'm a divination wizard now. And Frog is a circle of stars druid.
I love Circle of Stars. Love the aesthetic of it.
Very good. My first divination rolls were a 6 and a natural 1.
Very
so I'm
useful, actually.
incredibly useful.
Very,
I would
very
have liked a
useful.
high number and a low number, but they'll do. I said to Naren, it just means that this is wholly going to be your problem, not our
Yes,
game.
Yes.
Yeah, and we found out that one of the person who like gave us advice when we came into town the first time went out into the Mournlands the day after throwing us in, and then has not been seen since. So I'm gonna go investigate, and the session ended with us 3 days into the Mournlands, a long way into the Mournlands, and we'd, I think, located the artillery cannon we were meant to be looking for, and we discovered a There's no nice way of putting this. We discovered a scorpion made of corpses
Oh, lovely.
that immediately attacked us, and that's where we ended the session. So, got that to look forward to. Every time we go out into the Mournlands, crazy shit happens. Yeah,
I've been told a little bit about this place, and yeah.
madness. It's just madness. It's the magically warped ruins of what used to be the most advanced city in Ebron. It's a nuclear wasteland of magical nonsense.
It's a magical wasteland. Forget nuclear. Magic is worse.
So, yeah. So that's what happened Saturday.
Okay, so I guess taking a step back, do you want to talk about?
Oh.
No. Okay. Sure. We don't have to.
No, it's a joke. Yeah. To be honest, it's still weird that I can talk about it. Still,
I'm going to bed now.
Okay.
Please be quiet.
Okay.
'Cause I'm back in work.
Okay.
What you
Good
do?
night, Spook.
And you.
Mwah. Love you.
Love you too. Be quiet.
No.
Elizabeth?
Is he gone?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's still mostly weird that I can talk about it.
Mhm.
Because I kept it a secret for 2.5 years.
That's how D&D be. That's how D&D be.
Yeah. A princess spoilers, I guess, for anyone who doesn't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, my girl's a changeling. she's not a Landrin.
She sure is.
She's not a Landrin.
Mhm.
A little changeling.
She's small changeling.
Yeah. So blindsided by that.
Yeah, we could tell.
Gift of 5-0 has been delivered unto us. We were just talking about 5-0 for our
Yes, we were.
baby.
Oh, they were so cute. Oh, I need
Little
to
health check.
I need to make a Star Druid to be their friend because I love Star Druids as well.
Can I stand you?
Good night.
Yeah. 5-0 is so good. So good. Yeah, did not expect. Well, because me and Dasp had an agreement for a very long time. When Uzi got revealed, he would let me take it because I have a very specific way. For a long time, I had a different token for. It was so hard not to say her name. When she was revealed that I had, because for a long time we had a token that was like really, it didn't have the right vibe.
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't
like,
quite
it was-
close enough.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a case of like you could just show the image because it wouldn't be right. So, we had an agreement that when she got revealed, this would be like, go, and I would do the description. I think it would be now.
Mhm.
Because I was saying to, I think, Hay and Nerin and a couple people after the session, like, I was expecting a thing of like, Moonbeam would get used in combat, or we would go someplace where would be some kind of barrier, or something where there would be a sequence of events. Someone would be like, I'm going to cast Moonbeam on this area, or something along those lines where I would have a second to go, okay, this is going to be it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Here we go, right? But what actually happened is that I got a message in Discord being like, make a con save. Like, I rolled pretty well, but not well enough for Varys.
No, not for Varys.
Then it was just like, there's a Moonbeam spell, go. And I was like, oh, Ah. Did pretty well considering I was panicking.
Yes, you did. You did exceptionally well.
Could tell I was doing well because many of you, when I described certain things, made like horrified or disgusted faces, which is exactly what I wanted. She's horrific. She's horrifying. She's scary. Yeah. And now you know.
Now I know.
I really thought we were gonna get through that whole encounter and Kika would be like, so what happened? And I would be like, then I'd have to be like, nothing happened.
And instead I chose silence.
Instead but you did see, that's the thing, that's the important.
Oh yes. I was thinking, because I wasn't there, I wasn't going to do that thing. I know that sometimes, sometimes when something happens and you're not in the room, there's always the urge to be like, DM, do I come in yet? And I was like, no, I'm going to wait for Das to say, because he knows how long I'm going to take. If I totally miss this, I'm fine with that, but if I do walk out and if I do walk out and I see it, I'm also fine with that either. So I was just like, I'm gonna let fate decide when Kika's done, because she could she could just go through the rest of the game not knowing. People could just not tell her.
I wouldn't have. Walking, oh no, she's hot. That's the fucking funniest thing.
I love that so much.
I lost my mind. Because me and Das have been saying, like, King for a long time has been something of a, at least for me as parent, King, I'm like, I want you to aspire this way. King being like, I'm into this, made me fucking lose it. Because I've been drawing that comparison the whole time.
It's been so it was like out of left field for like almost everybody.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
And again, as I keep saying,
he's the worst person to say
as
it
I keep
to.
saying, you all need to stop like making all these weird comments to Kika. Like, I get that none of you I get that none of you actually know how old she is, but it is heavily implied she is a child, and you keep just saying this weird stuff to her that she just doesn't know how to deal with.
Yeah. Posey is an axolotl, baby. Absolute cutie. No, she's scary. Let Poe be scary. Posey's for being cute. Not to the purpose of what lies underneath. I actually have, Frog, you'll be interested, I have a, scary cutie. No! I have a, God, I just randomly made this. I have like a mood board, essentially, of my design process for her. Because a design kept being not quite right, and I couldn't work out why. I have it as like a board. And I will post it probably after next session, because I'm gonna have to find some way for you guys to know her damn name, because it's annoying me that I can't say what her name is. Bothering me. But yeah, it was fun for the rest of the session watching rest of you it back into context.
Yeah.
And watch how many things just made sense. Because I'm like, okay, that I'm doing my job, right? Like, Posey makes a lot more sense when you realize that that's not who he is.
No, friend.
I want her to be a friend.
That was me speaking.
Yeah. She's so much, dude. Dude, she's so much. He could potentially be friend-shaped, but she's a changeling, so she can be anything that she wants shaped. Yeah.
See, I can't comment because I feel like all of my comments need to be saved for next session.
Point character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Kika didn't vocalize anything during the session, but that will probably happen next
Kika
session.
gonna fight.
You seem dead set on it.
Well, we might. I've been thinking about it, to be fair. I don't know that we will. Just, I can see, like, multiple ways where that's how it's gonna end up, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't mean it's guaranteed,
it's not
but I can see
guaranteed,
multiple
no, but
ways it's gonna go
it's.
that way.
I think it certainly could.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Kika isn't the kind of person to go for fighting.
Yeah, no. No comment on Poe. Oh my god, you can all finally appreciate my favorite fucking thing about the fucking dresser. the vanity. Fucking a child made of glass. It's genius. It's so smart. Such a smart way of putting it. I'll eat up all those compliments. You should. It's so.
You should take them.
I had a visceral reaction to it in the session because it's so genius. More low and hurry. Dream.
Yes. So
It was.
I have been talking to Das about things
Oh, good.
that will.
Oh, good.
That will come up, and I'll be honest. As I was writing them out to Das, I was sitting there looking at my phone, just going, "Am I being a little bit spiteful here?" I feel like all of this is maybe me being a little bit spiteful. Not Kika, but me. Well, this is me being a little bit spiteful.
Do it. I'll take that. Oh. I mean, I don't know how to put it any other way. Poe's an asshole. Like, in so many. Like, if she's not an asshole, she's a hypocrite, you know? And she's been an absolute. In context, with that context, she's been an absolute dick to a lot of people in this fight. Even if it was spiteful, it makes sense narratively. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Probably everything that you've got to say is probably earned. And if it's not, see.
I don't know if it's necessarily what's going to be said.
Well, good. I'm more afraid now than I was before.
Because, well, as we saw, Kika doesn't seem to have a lot to say, apparently. She hasn't said anything so far.
I'll see.
This is an exercise for me of me as a player. Exercise for me as a player of like, how much can I communicate without my character saying anything? Partially by relying on the DM a lot.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm excited. It was really rewarding. It's weird for my reward to be the kind of hurt and sadness of other characters.
I think I get you though, because I've been kind of the same. It's always rewarding in a weird way when you reveal like a backstory thing, because like a lot of the time it is sad or it's awful, and you know that, but there is just this weird satisfaction of it being revealed. It is kind of like a weight being lifted, and like if people's reactions are visceral, then that kind of is an acknowledgement of like either you wrote it well, or you roleplayed it well, or it was it's just written well.
Yeah, like that insight check I did on the room, and everyone was like, I'm not, it was this mix of like hurt and confusion and understanding and sadness, and it was like, this is what I wanted. This is literally what I wanted. Wanted to top 10 anime betray the party, and I've done it. That's just the rest of her nonsense that needs to get out of her system.
It's fine. We're shit.
Or she needs to piss off. That's also a thing.
It's fine because now we're gonna share a room and it's not gonna be weird in any way. Of like,
I sleep outside.
it's cool that there's outside sleeping. Yay! It's in our room.
It's a bird nest.
You can sleep outside if you want. You just gotta you just gotta sleep with me.
It's gonna... The first like 5 minutes of that session are gonna be the tensest 5 minutes.
Who's gonna speak first?
Yeah, I'm mentally preparing. I have to do so much fucking talking.
Yeah, you probably will, because yeah, Kika's not
Not just
very
in Pipe
talkative.
Princess, but in Okart as well. Like all I know for next week for my D&D is I've got to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Varys, that's good. It's one less person that wants to kill me.
Excuse me. That snuck up on me.
Fucking hydrate your throat, girl. Yeah, if I don't show up with a hot drink to both sessions next week.
That's a good shout. I might get a hot drink now.
Do it. It's 10.
'Cause-
Probably actually right. I haven't done any.
Oh, rip. To be fair, I think warm up is basically done, and I do need to pee, so this is a good place for me to.
You go take 5. I
Yeah,
will host.
I'll take 5. I'm
It's
gonna.
like the first hour of this without me. So.
Yeah, I'll be a while. I'm gonna go to the saloon and make a hot drink, so I will be a bit. Have fun, everybody.
Just me, chat. It's just me. I need to put on spooky music. I'm back and reread a bunch of my other work, and I'm feeling pretty good about my writing today. So time to ruin that. My villainy playlist not doing it for me. My villain playlist is now 4 hours long. As it should be. 80 songs on it. It's comprehensive. I still don't think it's done. Like, I still feel like I'm missing some. You listen to it again? Yeah, it's good. Okay. I'm gonna try and write this. see people in my Discord log over here. Just see them Darkest Dungeon 2, playing Darkest Dungeon 2. Curse you all! Finally, some Jacko and Hyde. Nothing was creepy enough. Nothing was creepy enough for what I'm writing. I've had so much good Eldritch content recently, top tier. Yeah, there's a lot of existential Eldritch horror going around, which big fan. Personally, big fan of existential Eldritch horror. Really been in I guess it's Halloween at the end of the week, isn't it? So I've very much been in the mood for Gothic, the horrific, the Eldritch. Been in my brain. Ah, Prey Return.
I've Prey returned. With tea and snack. Bacon bites. I'll go like a few weeks without having these, and then the moment I have them, I go like freaking
Up.
bacon bites.
Ah.
And the moment I have them, I go like feral and devour them all within like 10 seconds.
That reads for you. I'm writing a terrible thing. I hate what I'm doing here. Like, I committed to writing something. I committed to writing horror, so it's happening.
Oh good.
It's Halloween at the end of the week, Blue.
It's true, and we're going to a party.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Blue's physical presence yet again. Potentially the closest to interactions in real life we've ever had.
This is true. I think previously we have sort of gone like 3 months at most.
Minimum 6.
You think 6, really? I feel like when you
Minimum.
I feel like when you stayed over like before when you were at uni, it was like a few months.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because like you would have come over.
That and Christmas.
Yeah, because you would have come
Maybe.
over and then we would have done the Christmas market. So I'm like maybe 3 months. But this has been like a month.
Less than a month, yeah.
It's-
Party. We're going to a dinner party.
Yes, a Victorian dinner party.
Victorian dinner party.
For Halloween, so yes, you are expected to dress up. You in particular are expected to dress up. Me,
Hilarious. The thing that's hilarious about this is, yeah, okay, dress up, but it is kind of how I normally.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna wear the same skirt I wore the last time I came over because it's basically a Victorian overskirt.
See, the thing is that I will probably we'll probably have to do a Final Fantasy 14. I'm gonna have to ask you to help me dress up because I have nothing. I have like nothing. And even the girls are like, you could just like wear black jeans and a black cloak, I guess. Because obviously my problem is that I overheat immediately, so I can't really wear more than just trousers and a shirt. Any more than that, and I'm gonna get too hot. But they appreciate that, so there's no real pressure. But I may need help doing my makeup because I never do makeup.
Okay. Only I need to bring a suitcase. Okay. I have a very Victorian-looking shirt and a big old skirt that I might try and bustle. Which will do. I should really have a waistcoat with it, but I don't have one. It's close enough. I already dress like a character of like historical fashion, so I have all the components already.
Whereas I have nothing.
Remember how to
I
do
have
that.
nothing of the sort. I'm also not honestly, I'm not generally the kind of person who goes to parties either. And I also,
Me neither.
I don't do like Halloween parties either. So
Me
even
neither.
in the past, I've never had like dress up costumes either. So to suddenly be presented,
Done it exactly once.
to suddenly be presented with one was like a shock. And also, as I said to you the other day, it freaking snuck up on me this week because they.
Oh yeah, me and
Yeah.
Blue totally forgot this was happening.
Yeah, just Monday I went to work and they were like, "Oh, can you confirm whether Curls is coming or not?"
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, can you confirm if Curls is coming this weekend? And I was like, "This weekend? What do you mean this weekend?"
I was coming this weekend. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's certainly gonna be something.
It has an appropriately themed menu, and apparently there is a quiz planned.
Oh my goodness.
And there will be literary questions.
I am very competitive.
Good, you can be on my team then because I don't. I know Jack.
I'm very competitive. I've also been doing a module on neo-Victorianism for the last few months.
Cool, yeah,
so-
you're on my team, Dibs. I know nothing about the Victorian era. I will get 0
Good.
points.
I've got you. If it's teams, I got you.
If it's not, I'm screwed.
No, yeah. If it's anything else, I'm fucked. I know the company. I'm familiar with the company. I feel like I'll be fine.
You'll be
What
fine.
it's about.
You'll be fine.
This is like very specific D&D mechanics, in which case you take it.
Fair warning, I know you're not a fan of seafood. I believe there is a seafood dish, but there are other options. I believe it's somewhat of a spread is being made.
We talk about this more after the stream. We don't
Yeah,
have to
we
go
can.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that to look forward to this weekend.
As I said, I have devoured these within seconds. I did think about... It was meant to be Victorian, but it's also Halloween, so part of me was like... I could maybe throw together a closet cosplay because that would make AJ smile, because I'm trying to think of like what I've got. So it's like, if it,
Like, you're also welcome. I can bring anything as well. We'll
Yeah.
we'll talk about this. We'll talk about
yeah,
this.
I was thinking, could I pull off an Ariash? And I'm like, maybe. I've got black boots, and I have got black jeans, so it's more what would I wear as the top. Now, traditionally she has a purple cloak, but I don't think that I would be able to get that. And again, wearing a purple cloak would probably make me too hot for the evening.
Overheat, yeah.
Probably make me too hot for the evening. So at that point, I'm stuck, and I'm like, I don't really have anything to do that.
We see what we can do.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit off form for me and Blue, but we're gonna go for it. So I just get to hang out with Blue for a weekend, so it's
Heck yeah! It's gonna be a weird weekend because not only did I
gonna be a weird weekend.
not only did I have the party sneak up on me, but I had another thing sneak up on me as well. That my mother was like, "Hey, don't forget this is happening," and I was like, "I did
Shit.
forget. I did forget that was happening. What the fuck is going on?" So yeah, it's gonna be very strange.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. But... Right, back to this terrible thing that I'm writing.
Yes. I will start drawing in a second.
hate this.
I will start drawing again in a second stream. I am just tending to stuff while I am paused. Because I'm me, my anxiety is probably going to flare up horrendously when it comes to the event, and then we'll go there and I'll actually be fine because I'm
Great time.
because I'm a dingus.
That's how it goes. A topic change. You've acknowledged, I feel, that it has been a year of art stream.
Yes, I acknowledged that earlier, but it has, which is crazy.
It's been a whole year.
It's been a whole year,
So-
and we missed it once.
Yeah, one time.
We missed it once in a year, which is crazy when you think about it. That we were able to commit to doing it. We don't even do that for D&D.
Nope.
We committed to doing this every week.
Then we did it.
Except
which
for
doesn't.
one.
One of those things happens generally.
Yeah.
Generally, we commit to doing things and then don't do them.
We've said that we should do so many things and then didn't, but we actually did this, which is
Actually done this.
which we should both feel pretty proud of, really.
Yeah.
Considering everything that's been going on in between,
Yeah.
and like all of the many things that could have made us unavailable, only one of them actually made us unavailable, which was me going somewhere which literally had no Wi-Fi.
So I guess keeping it art focused rather than self focused, I guess, is something you have learned in doing this for a year. Let's have some reflection going. If anything.
Woof. I think I remember in the early days of us starting this, we both said that we were trying to get better at like self-acknowledgement and mindful thinking.
Yeah.
I think we both have, definitely.
Yeah.
I seem to have this very recent trend now where I go completely extreme. In that, whenever anybody takes the mick out of me, I just go totally the other way, and I just say things like, "Well, yeah, because I'm awesome,"
Yeah.
which honestly is a freaking
We've
great.
learned.
It's a freaking great habit, to be honest. Instead of someone just, even if it's just a mate saying it playfully, just being like, "Ah, you piece of shit," just immediately going, "Screw you, I'm amazing," is a great
Yeah.
habit to get into.
Still, also a good art skill.
Yeah, and someone saying like, "Oh, you're pretty cute," and I go, "Hell yeah, I'm cute as heck." Good thinking. I've said it multiple times, but self-depreciation is out, and we are loving and supporting one another.
Because self-love. I think I've written so much since we started doing this. I didn't think I had, but actually looking back on all the stuff I've worked on, I've written quite a lot of stuff. Honestly, in looking back at it, makes me realize that I should just write shit for no reason more. Also without the intent of, I know part of the point of this was finishing stuff more, but
I feel like I didn't really achieve that. But I've got
this is a work in progress still, right?
Yeah, but I've got a lot of pictures that are close. Like Tala and Mara, I'm just gonna open them up. Tala and Mara is very close. This is phenomenal. It has literally taken me like 6 months, but this is phenomenal. This is now like the best thing I've ever done. And I still don't technically consider it finished. Like I could call it finished and post it if I wanted to, but like
Not how we do things right now.
but like, the meat is barely blocked in, and I said that maybe I'd go over Tala a bit more because she's not quite contrasty enough for my liking. But even in this state, it's like, I mean, last week is a great example. The Zacian that I drew last week, I finished in one go, which I haven't done ever. I was trying. I was trying to think of an example and I couldn't think of one. I had never done that. Where did I save it now? It's not on the desktop anymore. See, this is what happens when I try to sort things. I now can't find them.
Yeah, like I've definitely realized that even if I don't finish things, or I never intend to finish them, just exploring an idea and getting some exercise in that area is worth doing. Even if it doesn't become anything.
Yeah.
No. Even if it stays in the pile and is just like, okay, you were fun to play with for a little bit. Like, can be all that is.
Yeah, Zacian and Bulbasaur. I did this in one evening. That is unprecedented for me. And that was last week.
You missed it.
What else? See, because we're doing reflection, I'm going back. Magnum Opens is Toucannon with a gun.
Toucannon with a gun. I thought you were gonna say I fucking had it. Seriously, I'm at my limit.
Yeah, that one's gonna be the next one. Let's find that one. Let's see. Again, things have been sorted into folders now, and now I can't find them. D&D. This is also one of my greatest achievements. It's a very good summary of last week as well.
I imagine will be a very good summary of next week.
Okay.
This week?
This week. Yep.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
While we're on the subject of memes, I'm also very proud of this one. This was pretty good.
Fully don't remember that. What the fuck? There?
It's pretty wild how she's edited in there, isn't it? She looks part of the picture. And
What's this?
if
I have no memory of this place.
If I turn off all these layers, you can see the original picture underneath. And I just full on painted Akika over the top of it.
I don't know if did this happen on Artstream. I don't think it did.
It might not have done, but I'm still weirdly proud of it.
Still very good.
I'm still weirdly proud of it. Yeah, I feel like I learned. I'd say skills-wise, I've certainly ventured more into the painting end of things. Of like once the colours are down, of like trying to blend in other colours instead of just doing a cell-shaded look. Like but the Pokemon warm-ups helped a lot with that, because I did that a lot on the Pokemon warm-ups of I'm gonna put colour in, but I'm gonna try to use brushes rather than just using block colours.
Yeah.
Let's open up another
Shit,
one.
now you've opened this angle. I have to actually comment on my I've grown as an artist.
Yeah. So I did this. I considered this one finished. It didn't. I didn't shade it, but I decided I wasn't going to. Because again, something else trying to teach yourself. The picture doesn't always have to be shaded to be finished. But this was
the difference between it being done and being finished.
Yeah. But this was a case of like, I should do like a full picture of Kika, because I've mostly just done like sketches and headshots and things like that. So it's got the wing again. We've got the slightly painted in the markings of just being sort of lightly blended, not too much, but you got some of the details in her face, her facial markings. The more important thing of her clothing, which never really gets done. And just sort of the extent of like the thing that I always do with all of my flying characters, which is in order for them to be able to fly, they've got to have pretty massive wings, because physics. I did Ix as well. Ix is another one that I don't consider really to be fully done, because I have additional markings I want to put on Ix. So again, didn't necessarily finish it, but honestly, I made really good progress on them. Like, that has got shading, and again, could be posted as it is.
Yeah.
But obviously, being my character, I know what's missing, and Ix's feathers should have markings on them. Ix's feathers aren't pure brown. So that
Might
was
have to do a stream one time that's just finishing a bunch of shit, just doing like tiny
Maybe.
details on a bunch of stuff.
maybe this should be that stream. I don't know.
With the an hour we have left.
Okay, so yeah, sessions. Let's close that. Let's close the meme ones down. So, like I said, I don't think I'm going to shade this, but I think I'm somewhat content with not shading it.
Thing, you can be done with the thing without fully finishing it.
Yeah. So, whereas when I turn to Ix, I'm like, no, Ix isn't finished. Let's see what else. Oh wow, I got the sketch. There's the sketch. Yeah, can I do some cleverness?
Yeah.
Get this. Is that working? I don't think that's quite working. No, because it's in another window. Okay.
Doing first person. Oh, fucking getting jump scared by fucking villain songs again.
Look at that.
If anything stays. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. A long way.
Sure has. It was one of those things where I was really happy with it because it said to me that the concept was good, because obviously the finished picture looks amazing, but even the sketch is still strong.
Ah.
So, clearly it was a good concept. What else? This wasn't fully finished, but I quite liked it. It was my Guild Wars character. I quite liked this one.
Yeah.
I even started to you see, I've actually started to like refine the sort of sketch and again start messing around with painting in colours. I should put this on Sky's Toy House. So that was one that I quite like. What else have we got? Let's go back to D&D because I think there was another one.
Just vibing to some like villain songs with some real eldritch horror,
Oof.
and then immediately went into the Ballad of Farquaad.
Oh. Throwback.
Which is such a tone shift.
Throwback to us all sitting on the sofa, just sitting there watching this, and then me just going, "This is a villain song." Wait,
It's in here now.
This is a villain song, and you literally went, "It sure is, bud." I just said that, just like, wait, this is a
What's up,
villain
Duloc
song.
and Ballad of Farquaad are both in here.
Oh my days.
But there's a couple of villain songs in here that were a real tone shift. Like, Ballad of Farquaad, Orphaned at 33. Fucking... There's a couple of them. Looks are we to some extent.
Look at these two. Look at this one. This is another one I really like.
Oh, babies.
Oh, Kika's colour concepts are in this folder. Which was literally me just trying to work out which way round I wanted the blue and the purple.
Exa with the Angie eyes is good.
Oh yeah, excellent.
So,
Skydance.
so coming into Ishgard is another good one.
Yeah,
Bangers.
let's head over to the Final Fantasy folder. 'Cause that's just the D&D folder. Oh, it's at the top of the list because it begins with A.
What is this?
It's at the top of the folder because it begins with A.
Oh.
It's the Azure Goose.
You made some really high quality memes. in
I
this
have,
game.
haven't I?
Georgia Goose, Serious Scam at My Limit, Toucan with a Gun.
Some top. I need to do a meme compilation. Clearly,
Just do a post to Twitter that's just all the memes.
all the memes I've made during this year's art stream.
We're not going to acknowledge any of the very good serious art that you've made over the last year. Only memes.
Only memes. There you go. Here's some of the seriously good art though. Dragon Sight.
Yeah, Dragon Sight is excellent with the Angie eyes in chat. That we were talking about. Yeah.
And Ishgard.
Ishgard is the one that came to mind straight away. Came to Exa anyway. Yeah.
And I've got this one here, which is just called Girls in all caps.
I think I know what that one entails.
It's the girls.
Yeah, it's our girls. And Mocha soon.
I think the thing from like a skill artistic wise, I'm so freaking proud of this hand.
See which one you zoom in on.
Drawing that.
Such a specific hand pose for Astros, especially on Iphignia because she's got normally got fake nails, so it's very like elongated. But it's so specific
It's so
and
specific,
like
and I somehow
hard to
captured,
do.
I somehow captured it perfectly.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, that's some of the highlights, and I think that also says something because I feel like a lot of these highlights are from the latter half of the year. I think a lot of these are more from this year than they are from last year.
Would this be growth?
Here we be, flourishing. Let's close that down.
Let's take the wax and go. Just the two of us. Huh? Just kidding. What's gotten into you? You're the one that's changed. Maybe.
Anything else lingering? I think that might be. I think that's it for my highlights. There's the castle that never got finished, but that was something I tried doing for the first time, which was a landscape painting.
Yeah.
It's not done, but I tried it.
I have to look up the etymology of this phrase. Oh shit.
I'll race you.
Entomology is the study of insects.
Etymology, you know what I mean. Where does it come from?
that's probably it. Those are the choice selections. Quite a few, to be honest. Which is pretty great. Right. Okay. There's not a lot of time left, so I'm probably not. Ironically, I'm probably not going to be committing to anything big. So instead, I'm gonna doodle a doodle that came to my brain.
I was halfway through a sentence that was really good, and then I've completely forgotten it. Ass.
Fair enough. Have fun. You'll have the joy of seeing this in the morning then, because this doodle is pop related. hunting for reference pictures.
And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. I won't back. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I won't back. Hey, stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me around. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. I won't back. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I won't back. Hey, stand my ground, and I won't back down.
This is not going to be very long, but all of it is terrible.
I'm sure it's not that
Oh, no. Different definition of terrible. Not quality, content.
bad. Oh.
This is... I set out to write something unsettling, and my god, have I achieved
Fair
what
enough.
I set out.
There we go.
Because I've watched so much Inscription this week. Frankly, an absurd amount of Inscription I have watched this week.
I mean, yeah, unsettling is the best word.
Yeah.
I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet
Say, one thing I've definitely got better at the last year, looking back at some of the things I've written, is my voice has gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
My control of voice has gotten a lot better. And looked back at like kids' backstory and like some of the more character pieces I've worked on over the last year. I've definitely gotten better at giving the narrative style some character. Unfortunately, I'm now using it for evil.
That's fine.
Is certainly something I can see has gotten better. It doesn't sound like kind of ambient voice. It's like obviously linked to a character. Especially kids. Trying to work out what you're drawing, but the more I look, the less answers I get. using first person so hard. This way I can describe narrative voice that I'm using in this piece to make you understand how terrible it is. You know when a DM describes a scene and there's something really obviously bad, and so everyone's like, they interact with everything in the room except that thing? But then someone's like, oh, I'm gonna go and do this, and the DM goes, so you touch it?
And everyone's like,
That's the voice style of this. No, I've realised what this tone is. Tone is Mara Dream Sequence. Is what this tone is.
there it
That's
is.
exactly what this is. It's not actually, but like the tone of it is the way I narrate Kamara and her dream sequences. It's this tone. Just realised who this is. You are doing an art of right now.
Yeah.
Watching it with great interest out the corner of my eye for a while, like, what the fuck? What is happening? But now I know. I know who that is. Southern Belle accent from here.
That's why I said to Das, this is pop related. It is a shame you are leaving. I realised halfway through that I needed to thin the brush because he is so small that the brush I was using was far too thick.
The line's too heavy, yeah.
Choking on the words that bring you down. 'Cause my mind it speaks in volumes, but these lips won't make a sound. Are you still there? Or did you run away like everybody else? I wouldn't blame you, it's a shame you couldn't find the grip you held. But I guess I'll never be the one you said.
Oh, I'm freaking myself out. I'm freaking. Ooh. Shouldn't be allowed to write and be somewhat good at creepy horror as someone who doesn't enjoy consuming it.
Yeah. he be? Just a little guy.
The little guy.
Little
Just
guy.
a little dude. Buck is desperately trying to keep this party together.
I know. Bless him.
Trying so hard.
Thank you, Cole.
Thank you.
Take a sip. Is a
Oh,
health
health check.
It's a health check. It is 11:15, just so we are aware.
I think I'm done.
Oh!
I think I just finished this. I hate that I've done this, but I have done it.
Well then. Is it story time?
Unfortunately, perhaps. Sure. So, I'm gonna put it out there if I'm gonna read this, that this is upsetting. It is Halloween, and it is very creepy. So, just so people are aware. And it's only about a page long, so you only have to get through that much. And it reads very quickly because it's in second person. And the first line of it is, well, I mean, you'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it. I haven't read this through yet, so we're reading it through for the first time together. I've just kept going. I came in here with a concept, and my god, did I do it. Okay. The only thing you know about this room is that you must not look into the mirror. You can look at anything else you would like. The other detail of this room is for you to peruse at your leisure. Here, would you like tea? Have some tea. How do you take it? Sugar? Do you like the fine china? It's rare to encounter black pigment that has endured so well. The slightest scuff on something this dark lets the light hit at just the wrong angle, and boom, suddenly it's grey. These are pristine. Everything in here is pristine. Mirror glass rarely is, of course, but you wouldn't know that because whatever you do, you cannot look. Shoes stand out against the rug. The rug is, of course, imported and finely kept. It is the kind of carpet where, when you walk across it, some elderly figure of great import would tut and scold you for allowing shoes to tread on it. Your shoes have been all manner of places. How dare your shoes, which have touched the silty pits from under a fermented grave and the dank, moulded fungus of the forests, walk across a carpet that was woven with human hands? Maybe this is not a pleasant sight. Maybe you should look somewhere else. This wallpaper, it's an odd one to be sure. Dark wallpaper has somewhat gone out of fashion these days, as has all wallpaper one way or another. The thing that people don't like about wallpaper is the idea that there could be something underneath it that is more true than can be seen. Mold, of course, is the classic. The problem is, of course, that by the time it is visible, it has already eaten what is integral for stability. The phrase, papering over. Let's paper over this. Strange, isn't it? The idea of covering over the problem with something as flimsy as paper. Turns the room into a Christmas present. Peel back the paper, keep it folded to minimize waste. We get this year black mold, a rupture in the plaster, long forgotten dumbwaiter to a long forgotten attic, last words. Only issue, of course, is hanging things. Plenty of portraits in here, but every time you have to pierce the wallpaper, which is worth a pretty penny or two, you're allowed to look at the portraits. They are a mirror of sorts, after all, if they're you. Probably get away with the frames. Dark wood and gold, scuffed and shining, ornate and simple. No two are the same. Collection, then. Not made all at once, but collected. A gallery of framed faces. They're all yours. And to know that, you'd have to look, wouldn't you? There are so many, it's hard not to look. Truly, if these are all you, it is a truly fantastic number of images to keep of your own face, especially considering you can't look at them. Thinking about the mirror again, aren't you? Could possibly be in there that is so terrible that you cannot, under any circumstances, look at it. The idea of something living in your reflection is an ancient one, to be sure. Your reflection shows yourself, yes, but also something standing right behind you. Anything that is lingering in that space between the edges of what each eye can see. Vision, of course, is a cone. That means that at any moment there is always much, much more that you are not seeing than what you can. Of course, your shadow can hide just as much. How often are you really looking at it, after all? It's usually behind you. Mirror could help with that. But it itches, doesn't it? Fireplace is an ornate dark stone monstrosity that has not held a fire in a very long time, protected by a wrought iron gate like an ancient castle portcullis. The wooden floor is polished and gleaming, but has no light to reflect. The armchair is upholstered red velvet inlaid with brass rivets. The passage you crawled through is low to the ground and free of detritus. The ceiling is high, tall. Somewhere it's up there. Honestly, what could possibly happen if you looked in the damn mirror? What kind of rule was that? Where did that even come from? Could just look. Harm, after all, is a glance. Just a peek.
Ooh.
And that's the end of that.
You're right. It is in Mara's voice.
Upsetting. Is what
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Ooh. Spoops. It was good though. It was good.
Good, yeah.
Real good.
Unfortunately, this is good. Couple things I noticed as I was going through, but I didn't stop reading it once. Read that wrong. That's much more upsetting. Keep that word. Yeah, enjoy that, chat. Enjoy that as you go about your evening. I came in here with concepts. Thing you cannot do was the prompt you found. Thinking a lot about mirrors today. And then I wanted to do a thing which was an itinerary of things, or an itinerary of stuff. And I put all those together and made something, and I wanted to write something a little spooky.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Goal achieved. Yeah, goal achieved.
All thoroughly achieved. Second person's fun. It was hard doing second person without first. I like to put a sneaky little think or something in here, but I tried not to do that. I think I got away with it. Great. Success. Immense success. I got 5 minutes left. That worked out. I gave myself a sad
Aww.
while I was reading terrible things to you.
Aww, it is sad.
Oh,
Aww.
look at that boy.
We're both drawing him.
Yeah, there's a lot of puck on the brain today, apparently. Look at the tiny little hand on the nose.
So small.
He's so tiny. The realization you need to shrink Puck.
It's more that it's more remembering that the dragon is bigger than expected.
Ah, is this your face spirit?
Yes.
Did wonder.
Yes. hence the small touches of having antlers and somewhat butterfly
Yeah.
wings. The idea is that they're a fairy dragon. Duh.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both dragon and fairy.
Yeah.
Because in my dream world, it would have feathered wings, but I was like, because it's meant to be a fae, it's
Yeah.
a fairy dragon, so it's got to have the butterfly fairy wings.
A puck way too big. He's supposed to be grasshopper sides. Artistic liberties.
If that's the case, then this
Something
is
drawing
much
something
smaller.
that small in all your drawings would be an absolute nightmare. Take artistic license for the love of God. Hi Nemo, you've caught us in the last 2 minutes.
Let's see how quickly I can do the punchline.
Do an lightning quick spell check on this, and I might put this whole thing on Twitter actually. A little celebration. Tempted to invert this canvas. Could be fun.
Where is canvas size? Oops. That's the wrong thing. Where is canvas size? Edit. Is it edit or is it file? Canvas size, there we go. Let's move this downwards. So it's basically a 2-panel comic is what this is. That's where the joke comes in, Nemo. You did call it. Because you are in fact part of the cluster as well, so you already knew what I was thinking. Let's make a copy of Puck because I'm totally gonna change him.
Let's post this on Twitter, but chat, you can the link first. Where I find the link doesn't work. Yeah, it's fine. It's 11:10, Blue.
That's okay.
Meant in terms of we should finish up.
I know what you meant. It's my new child that I need to think of a name for still.
Naming things is hard.
Naming things is hard, especially since I had an idea what I wanted to look at for inspiration, and I looked at it, and it didn't give me what I wanted, and I was like, no, well, now I'm drawing a blank.
This is the real reason why I never have familiars.
See, for Kirok it was easy because she just used Aarakocra naming conventions, but I feel like Kika actually won't with this one.
Yeah.
See, that was what I looked at for inspiration. I looked at the names of stars in the constellation Draco. That was what I looked at, and none of them grasped me. None of them struck me as this is their name. That was my inspiration. If you couldn't tell, that was my inspiration for the entire familiar. So when I then went and looked, and I was like, what are the name of the stars in the constellation? And none of them ticked any boxes for me. Also, because the majority of stars in Draco don't have names, they're just called something Dra to indicate that they are in Draco. There's only a handful of them that have names, and the names didn't
feel right.
tick things for me. But I think Kepler is a designation. It's not an individual star. I think there's multiple Keplers, so I wouldn't go for Kepler, unfortunately.
See you, Nemo. We should really be off.
See you, bud.
But anyway. Okay. Yes, I imagine she's looked at that frog.
Yeah, I have. And then I went the other way, and I was like, cool, because none of these are ticking any boxes for me, so I was like, what Faerun constellations are there? And there are constellations in Faerun, but I couldn't find any names of stars, because all of the constellations are kind of like ours, so they don't technically have names. There's just constellations. You know, it's like we have the bear and dragon and centaur and the hunter. So that's what they're all like in Faerun, they're all called the something, and when I was researching, I was like, do any of these have stars in them? There was basically nothing. They didn't go into, essentially just soup! Frog. Soup! Do not apologise for being helpful. I may end up just doing what I've done with quite a few names, as we were talking about earlier, where maybe I take one that's close and change it up a bit.
Yeah, mess with the sounds.
Because I mean, Huru is just a essentially Aarakocra interpretation of Ho-Oh. That's where Huru's name comes from. So.
Looking back on when I was a little moppy-headed boy. Then my only worry was for Christmas what would be my toy. Even though we sometimes would not get there, we were happy with the joy the day would bring. Sneaking out the back door, hang out with those hoodlum friends of mine. Greeted at the back door, boy, thought I told you not to go outside. Try your best to bring the water to your eyes. Thinking it might stop her from pulling you behind. I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? 'Cause I love them so. Wow, brother said he's telling about you playing doctor with that girl. Just don't tell, I'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world. Mama gives you money for Sunday school. You treat yours for candy after church is through. Smoking cigarettes and writing something nasty on the wall. Teacher sends you to the principal's office right down the hall.
You've done this leg blue and pulled the plug.
How dare you?
20 past 11. This boy's so concerned.
Love is like a bomb, baby, come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman, can I be your man?
don't take too much
Are we
enjoyment
done?
from that.
It's very good.
Why? It's just sweet, sweet little dragon. So cute. It's a cute little dragon.
Crunch. What's the Ricky Matsu? Fucking, he's made of light. It still makes me so sad though. It just rips out from the side of the dragon's mouth. Except meme to end on. Right. End this, Blue.
Okay, we're gonna end here.
End this madness.
I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, if I remember, which I won't because I say this every week when I art stream. I'll try to remember to post stuff, but tomorrow I might make a little bit of a compilation, kind of like we went through tonight, of like some of the favorite stuff,
Yeah.
my favorite stuff that I've done this year, and
A little
and,
mini thread.
and also meme edition.
Yeah. Right. Night, chat.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for a year of this, and we'll be back we'll be back tomorrow for D&D,
Yeah, we'll be
but
back
we'll
for
be
tomorrow,
doing this again also next week.
Thank you for a year of art streams. Hopefully by tomorrow, my little friend has a name, because there is, for all I know, I may need it.
Oh, good.
I hope I don't.
I hope you don't.
I hope I don't, but they canonically exist now, so if I'm on a timer to give them a name.
It's fine. The moon made them. They're my friend. Alright. Night, everybody.
Good night, gang. See you tomorrow.